All right, what is up, everybody? Coming back at you with another video on the channel. Today we have a new knife. This is one I have wanted for quite a bit. It was a pre-order, then it came out, and it was a drop after the pre-order. Very limited drop, I will say. So obviously this is another Divo Knives knife. So I'm up to quite a few Divos at this point. We'll get some comparisons in there later. So here is your packaging. Pretty nice there. This is the Divo higher end packaging. You get the leather pouch, and it comes with the extra pocket clip and screw. No extra hardware on this one. Got a stout sticker, the dead nuts, and a Divo cloth, which every knife now comes with a Divo cloth, which is cool. Definitely appreciated. So with the packaging out of the way, boom, here is the knife, ladies and gentlemen. The Divo Knives Stout V2. So this is a Best Tech OEM, obviously a high-end production version. And yeah, I've wanted this one since Kevin posted the prototype probably over a year ago at this point. So it is awesome to finally get it in hand, and I am absolutely loving it. So real quick, get a couple comparisons in here, then we will go over the knife. Here is the Stout V1. So get the similarities there. I do believe they are exactly the same size. There we go. Exactly the same size. Still titanium, still carbon fiber. This was, I think, 20 CV. This is Vanex Super Clean, which is awesome. On the flip side here, yeah, have you guys ever had your foil carbon fiber do this? It's like chipping off. And it's starting to do it everywhere. Kind of weird. Anyways, onto the flip side here. So as you can see, a lot more detail put into the V2. A lot of very nice touches that make it just an amazing knife. I've carried this V1 quite a bit. The action's great. This was OEM'd by QSP, so, you know, they do decent. Not my favorite. Let's get a Divo Knives mash comparison. I do believe it is a little, same size as the mash, I do believe here. Growler V2. Okay, Growler V2, a little bit smaller. And then his other premium offering, the Divo Knives Buzz. And I do believe these are the same size as well. So obviously Kevin's got a size range there. Let's get a couple other knives for comparison. We've got a Para 2, or Paramilitary 2 and Para 3, whatever. So obviously PM2 much bigger. Another YouTube knife. There you go. So I would call it a mid-size knife for sure. Here's a good comparison. The Peña Mula. I believe these are pretty similar. Yeah. So a pretty good size overall for carry. Now let's get into what you get here. So obviously this beautiful satin finish, belt satin. You've got your vertical grind lines and your horizontal flats. Up on the tip there, you can see you've got kind of a secondary grind lines on that bevel there. Nice touch, very cool looking. And again, this is Vanex Super Clean. If you're not familiar, is a basically rust-proof steel with its properties. It will pretty much not rust. I'm sure eventually you could get a few specs on it. But in daily use, everything like that, it's not going to rust. Spyderco uses it in their Salt series, so a very, very stainless steel, which is very cool. You don't see it very often. It's a very expensive steel, and we'll come back to that on the price. Titanium bolster lock. You can see the titanium bolsters in there, and there is some weight relief cuts you can kind of see there. So it is a very light knife, but they still did the weight relief in the titanium bolsters. Titanium backspacer. You get a wire clip and this 3D milled titanium pocket clip as well. Obviously I put this one on. Titanium pivot collars. These are purple. I believe it is all titanium hardware. Awesome milling lines here, and the star of the show, the Purple Haze fat carbon fiber. So I do have, do have one other knife in Purple Haze. That is the Sharp by Design Mini Evo Typhoon. So you can see still a bit of difference there. Similar, same, but different. So you can see the difference there. This is a little more vibrant, I would say. I don't know, I think these are both fat carbon. One of them, it's possible one of them's camo carbon. I do believe they're both fat carbon though. So this was OEM'd by Bestech, and Bestech, one of my favorite OEMs. Them and Riot and Bestech are basically neck and neck now with their production quality on their OEM stuff. So you've got cage ceramic bearings, you've got a ceramic detent on the bolster there, obviously a lock bar insert. Let's get some ergos here. So choked back, I can get a 4-finger grip. It's pretty close to the end though, and you're very far away from the blade in this grip. Obviously Kevin does these very generous 50-50 finger choils, 50% on the blade, 50% on the bolster there. And choking up on that is extremely comfortable. I like the very generous finger choil there. I can get my whole fat finger in there, and I'm not even close to the blade. So that's much appreciated. Oh, you do have a Vanex marking down here. So ergos are fantastic. You do get some jimping right back here, so you can choke up right there, and obviously the known for the stout, that thumb ramp right there is, it is comfortable, guys. It is very comfortable in hand. Overall, Bestech absolutely killed this. My only complaint with Bestech is the way they do their pivot barrels. So obviously you've got the screw on this side. It's all T8 hardware, by the way. But Bestech, this is also a screw on the other side of the pivot barrel. So a lot of companies will do a one-piece pivot barrel with a screw. This is just a barrel with 2 screws on the end, and not being tooled. They have a tendency to come loose on Bestech knives. It's happened with a lot of my Veros. So what I generally do is, if I disassemble the knife, if that's an issue, I'll put a dab of super glue on these threads and screw it down real tight, let that harden, never have to worry about it again. Not saying I recommend that, but that is what I do. Detent is amazing on this knife. I would consider this probably a perfect detent. Not light by any means, not too strong. The chamfering in the blade hole is done very well, and it fires. Amazing on the detent. So yeah, everything about this knife is absolutely amazing. So Bestech absolutely killed it. Awesome design by Kevin. The updates are very well received, like the pivot collars. And on the Mash V2, obviously they did the pivot collars. Guys, the more I handle this Mash V2, the more I love it. Kubi absolutely killed this Mash V2. Just everything about it is extremely solid in comparison to the V1. This is the V2.5. They did a V2, it was basically this in different colorways. This 2.5 had, you know, a number of upgrades there. So love the flame tie. It does scratch pretty easily though. Yeah, kind of a bummer, but oh well. I really wish I would have bought 2 of these. I like it that much. So yeah, but pretty much every knife Kevin's ever came out with has fantastic action. I don't know if he reiterates that to him or it just so happens that way. Thumb flick's great. Obviously, reverse flick is great. You know, that is your only deployment method, but it works great. Centering is great on here. It's going to look a little off because of the camera angle, but it is centered. If I can get it over here. Yeah, you can kind of see. It is centered. Just got to trust me there. Yeah, everything about this knife is awesome. Generally, the 7.5 range is, you know, my bare minimum, but the way Kevin does these, like this one's very neutral. I can get a 4-finger grip, no issue on the mash. This one, obviously, with the generous finger choil, great ergos. Even the buzz, again with the generous finger choil, great ergos. So yeah, I absolutely love what Kevin's doing. I look look forward to see what's coming in the future. I used to say I would love a Best Tech mash, but Kubi did so good on this one, and for the $150 price point, I just want a bunch of these. I mean, if these come out again, I'll probably buy 2 or 3. I mean, I really like it that much. So this price point was $375. It is what it is. You get the Vanex, the fat carbon. I was fine with that. Super happy with the knife, so it makes it even more worth it. So yeah, they did do lefty versions of this knife. Now, when it came to the drop, they only had about 80 knives total. So the pre-order was definitely the time to get in on this. I don't do pre-orders. I've said that before, never done one. Don't plan on ever doing one. The only thing I would probably pre-order at this point is a Sparrow Knife Co. Strix. I would pre-order one of those, and maybe a Knoll Knives Voodoo. But, you know, we'll see what happens. So yeah, absolutely loving this thing. These are, I believe, all gone now. So unfortunately, you missed it. You could check the secondary. I doubt many people will sell them though. They're that good. So there's only about 80 of these, and there was only 8 lefty knives total. So traditional pocket knives or C. Reisner Cutlery is who I bought this from. They had it, and White Mountain Knives had it, but I really don't like how White Mountain Knives does their drops. They're always a minute or two late, and I'm sitting there refreshing. I like them. They ship fast. But, you know, people that catch drops, you know, I like them to be on time because I'm there waiting, refreshing, wondering if I missed it. Traditional pocket knives had a countdown timer, very straightforward, make it easy to buy. So I do think White Mountain Knives should probably update their website a little bit. Great shipping, great company. Website's just a little behind the times. So they shipped this traditional pocket knives. It was marked shipped within an hour and dropped off later that day. I ordered it on Thursday and I had it Saturday with just $10 shipping. So that is awesome. But they were the only ones that got the lefties, and they only had 8. So I'm so used to now, and where this is a bolster lock, using it lefty isn't a problem. I'm so used now to right-handed knives, using them lefty with the right-handed clips. I do have a couple lefties, but when I get one, it's almost weird because I'm so used to right-handed knives. You know, like I've got a lefty Nunzon and Magna Cut. And I really wanted to get one. I didn't want to risk missing since there's only 8 lefties. So I went ahead and got a right-handed model. But I'm very happy with it. You know, I'm kind of ambidextrous, but mainly left-handed. So I will fidget with both hands. But yeah, guys, this is an amazing knife. Great job, Kevin. Amazing update. Best Tech killed it for you. And yeah, that is the Stout V2. So looking forward to what he has in the future. Really enjoying what he's already put out. Guys, go check out some of my other videos. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video. Like this video. Comment on every video I've ever made. Like it as well. Tell your friends to subscribe. Have your mom subscribe. And watch every video you can. I appreciate you guys watching. Have yourself a great day.